I am Emily Kane. I am proud to be the executive director of Emily's List. And today I'm coming to you live from the great state of Maine. And I have to say, it's amazing to be a part of this with all of you joining us from coast to coast today. It's a huge group and growing every minute. And while you're watching our live stream today, I just want to point out a couple of other features that you'll see on the website that you're viewing this in. Of course, you can check out our shop, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. We've got acknowledgments where you can see the incredible, generous sponsors that helped make this virtual event possible. You'll also see a list of every single woman that Emily's List has helped to elect over the last 35 years. You'll see there's a tab that says 35 years. It's a really long list and worth a browse. You can also find a full list of our speakers, their photos, and their bios. And speaking of speakers, you are in for a treat with our next speaker. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has been a friend of Emily's List for a very long time. In New Mexico, she was a county commissioner, then a congresswoman, and then in 2018, she became this country's first Democratic Latina governor, elected in New Mexico alongside so many other amazing pro-choice Democratic Emily's List women up and down the ballot. Under Michelle's leadership, New Mexico has raised the minimum wage and passed pre-existing condition protections and passed same-day voter registration. The list goes on. And right now, in this time of crisis, Michelle's decisive, scientifically informed leadership is saving lives in New Mexico and earning national praise. We are so honored to have her join us today. Please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Emily's List friend, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. Thank you for being with us today, Michelle.
Oh, it's my pleasure and honor, Emily. It's lovely to see you, even if it's virtual. And I got to see in the very tiny left-hand corner of my screen earlier, Stephanie Shriak, the incredible women's group of Emily's List supporters knows no bounds. And I'm delighted to participate today. I don't know if viewers can see behind me, but I've got beautiful flowers that you all sent to me today, and they really are a bright spot. And in today's environment, we have to hold on to the fact that we are supporting each other, that this work has real meaning. And the truth is, I'm not the friend to Emily's List. It's that Emily's List is my friend, and people judge you by who your friends are. So Emily, thank you so very much. And you're welcome. And of course, for everyone else out there, it's an incredible honor to speak with you today and to be part of a lineup that includes such formidable women, not least of which is our wonderful Congresswoman from Southern New Mexico, Xochitl Torres Small. And I'm going to shock all of you because we're going to focus on leadership today. And of course, this is something that I hope we all believe. Leadership has no gender. Leadership, to my mind, is the ability to make decisions to protect the communities you were elected to serve. You follow that determination by constantly reevaluating the information you have, by being strong enough to stay the course when you've chosen the right one, and humble enough to, when you learn something new or circumstances materially change, to change course. And finally, leadership is a matter of accountability, owning the consequences, good or bad, right or wrong, because that's the job. That's the inherent cost of having the opportunity to lead. It's also worth noting, I think, that leadership, by this token, is not the selfish pursuit of self-preservation. It is not the evasion of accountability. It's not delegation for its own sake. It's not a blame game. And as we all know too well, too many Americans have learned the hard way. The federal government, the Trump administration, has revealed itself as unequipped to lead, to protect or serve anyone in this country. The president's refusal, in fact, to do the bare minimum has unleashed untold suffering in communities all across America. The bulwark against this tidal wave of ineptitude, and I am grateful for it every single day, has been the leadership of strong women in positions of power in every corner of the United States. And this effort against ineptitude and unfairness has really been led and invested by Emily's List. And as I said, leadership has no gender, but leadership in this crisis has been repeatedly and vigorously demonstrated by women of every color and creed in states in every region. Female leaders who are not only setting the tone of honest and objective and fact-based public discourse in a public health crisis, but female leaders who are making productive and difficult decisions to save lives and to protect vulnerable populations when decisiveness is most needed. Female leaders who are in this ongoing and critical moment of crisis, reminding Americans, quite frankly, what leadership looks like. So I'm thinking of Governor Whitmer in Michigan, who has withstood violent insurrectionists in her state and stood as tall, far taller than me, as any governor anywhere in setting robust public health standards and sticking to them, no matter the storms that have come. I'm thinking of Governors Kelly, Mills, and Brown, who have all been bold and early adopters of the best practices for COVID-safe recoveries while ensuring public health requirements are met and, as importantly, upheld. And I'm thinking of mayors like Lori Lightfoot in Chicago and Keisha Lance Bottoms in Atlanta and Muriel Bowser in Washington, D.C., who have fought and beaten the president as he relies upon his authoritarian impulses to steamroll their constituents and play politics amid this crisis. I'm also thinking of my good friend, Governor Raimondo, who knew unequivocally that we needed to get ready to do contact tracing in a COVID world differently. She didn't just direct that it get done. She directly did the work. She reviewed the coding and invested time and energy with the folks and the business leaders who could make those changes. And now, because of her leadership and her state's investment, we are all using that software application. It's become the backbone of contact tracing that works in nearly every state, including New Mexico, who has adopted it. Her personal attention and intervention is a great example of the type of leadership that women throughout the nation are emulating. Decisive leadership from the front. I'm reminded of brave and forthright congresswomen who just this week, this congresswoman, who reminded young girls all across this country in the face of hatred and bigotry and disrespect from their male colleagues, deploying disgusting and sexist and hateful language beneath any public office, much less than of the U.S. Congress, that we do not and will not accept anything less than respect, than equal treatment, than the esteem and dignity we are owed, not only as office holders, but as human beings in a free country. Who's to thank for this leadership? Us, you, the women who led the 2018 Women's Wave. You know this, I know this, and it bears repeating over and over. Elections have consequences, and that's why we fight so hard. That's why groups like Emily's List are so important to achieving a healthy and equitable democracy. The only reason these women and so many more I haven't had the chance to highlight are in the position they're in to meaningfully impact public health, to protect their constituents, whether those constituents want it, sometimes not, and whether those constituents want to respect them or not, is because of the work that was done to elect so many women in 2018 and elections before that. We are witnessing, and I'm living, the power of that sea change that was long in coming. 2018 was a wave year, powered by strong women who voted, organized, and ran for office. Americans from East Coast to West are reaping the benefits every single day of the strong leadership of women at every level of government, women who are refusing to let federal failures stand in the way of protecting their communities, women who are reminding Americans what public service looks like. So, ladies, Let's elect more of them. Follow New Mexico's example. Now, I'm really proud of the fact that New Mexico is a leader in electing women. The majority of our state House of Representatives, the Democratic caucus, is female. Almost a third of all women of color who have ever served in any statewide executive office are from New Mexico. And we have the opportunity this year to send an all women of color House delegation to Washington, D.C. And we have momentum on our side. 2018 was a banner year where 49 women won state and legislative offices across New Mexico, and when our state court of appeals became majority female for the first time ever. But we're not done yet. With the committed help of Emily's List, we will keep crossing the finish line time and time again, and the monumental change we've enacted in representation in our state will continue to grow and spread, I know it, beyond our borders. This year represents the centennial of women winning the right to vote. We've come a long way, and we still have further to go. The kind of change we need to enact to recover out of this public health and economic crisis, the kind of leadership we need to stay the course in the face of a federal government that does not care about women's bodies, women's autonomy, or women's health care. That only comes from continuing the fight, from recognizing the distance we've come, and how important leadership and women have been in this time of historic challenge. We knew this long before this particular crisis, that women get the job done. Women listen to their constituents, they listen to the experts, they enact the right decisions, and they don't back down. But as this crisis has continued to show, women have always had the vision to lead this nation and build a better America. And we are now executing that vision. Today, as we are called upon to remember and honor the leadership of another visionary, the late John Lewis, we are called to remember his righteousness for justice. Without his never-ending fight of equality, none of us would be here today celebrating how far we've come and remembering how far we have left to go. Thank you, John. Everyone here today, me included, will continue your fight. I will continue to fight for New Mexicans' health and prosperity every single day. And with your help, we will win the fight to elect more women, to serve more families and workers effectively, to meet them right where their needs are, and to see our states and our country through this crisis. Together, we are creating another wave. Emily's List, we are the wave. I want to thank you again for letting me be here and celebrate with you and engage in this way. It's always an incredible honor. Let's go get more women elected. I'm ready.
Thank you so much, Michelle. We're ready too, and we're so lucky to have you on our side. Thank you for sharing your time, your incredible energy with us. We're so grateful for you and the critical work that you are doing, not just for New Mexico, but for all of the ways you are showing the entire country the enormous positive impact that Democratic women make, especially in executive leadership positions. Thank you for being with us today. We can't wait to spend more time with you in person or virtually very soon.
I feel the same way. Emily, thank you very much. And to everyone participating today, thank you for making a difference in my state. Thank you for making a difference in this country.